left turn, the 58th Superintendent of the United States Military Academy, Lieutenant General David Huntoon.
Well, good afternoon. Hey, the first thing I'd like to do is ask you to join me in a round of applause for the Spirit Band and the Rabble Rousers. Great performance today. Army, Navy. Wow, it's wonderful to be here. I'm sure there are times when Rich and I thought this day would never come. It is great to be here. We have a spectacular Army football team, great winning record. We've had a tremendous game ahead, the game of the year, Philadelphia in 2 days. Now, I want to begin by saluting our opponent, our worthy opponent. On graduation, ladies and gentlemen, midshipmen of the United States Naval Academy will go on to serve as officers in the United States Navy and, in many cases, the United States Marine Corps. And the contributions 331,000 sailors and 202,000 Marines around the world are absolutely critical to the success of our campaigns in Iraq and Afghanistan and in support of our national interests around the world. Now, having set that context, let me set another context. Yes, it still fits. Army, Navy. Army, Navy. There are plenty of other great college football rivalries, but ours is unique and different in many, many ways. Our football players are leaders of character. They play with the highest level of competition with both head and heart. Our athletes are about teamwork, leadership, perseverance, discipline, and sportsmanship, winning the right way. And at the end of the game, and at the end of the season, they will all prepare for their professional careers, that of leading our young men and women in uniform to the United States Army. This year we look forward to our 50th victory over Navy. For this year we have a magnificent coach, strong and winning Army football team, and a fully committed United States Corps of Cadets. Navy is always tough, though, and something of a mystery. For example, we know that at Annapolis, sea power is not a doctrinal term, but rather the typical midshipman standard for academic excellence. Sea power. And I've always found the goat to be an interesting mascot of the Navy. Goat. The mule, on the other hand, is a noble creature. Mules have been noble beasts of burden from biblical times. They have carried soldiers and their supplies throughout our United States military history. And in Afghanistan, they were a primary carrier for our special forces in the fight. Ladies and gentlemen, I do not recall a similar moment in the history of the United States Navy when goats stood on the deck with Admiral John Paul Jones and his victories. Still, goats do make a good stew. Thank you very much. Saturday, back to the Army football game, America will be watching, both here and around the world. The 2 million members of our armed forces will be looking to this game for inspiration about winning, about competition, about courage. And they will all be proud of our Army football team and our cadets. And finally, at the end of the Army-Navy game, when each side pauses to sing their alma maters, we all know in this room that you can hear a pin drop in that packed stadium. And in that moment, we are reminded of the power of larger forces at play on that football field. Cadet or midshipman alike, there is one team ultimately that marches out of that stadium. One team that faces and responds to the national call to arms. One team that is leading our formations around the world today in this time of war. And one team that is working in common purpose for uncommon sacrifice. That, of course, is the great story of this game. And this year, the story in Philadelphia will be on brave old Army team. For that is the fearless Army way. Go Army, beat Navy!